What is it about hospital food? How can we demand the most advanced, curated treatments, but never question that lifeless fare served 3 times a day? Even the school lunch lady would be appalled. Yet here we are, with meals that are more bland than beneficial. But could hospital food be something, I don't know, actually appetizing? So what in the name of green Jell-O happened?
Yeah, that's the question, is why it doesn't have to be. I mean, mostly it's always that it's frozen, it's not fresh, there isn't attention to detail. It's really handled as a second thought.
You traditionally got lots and lots of complaints about food in hospital settings. I know I've received quite a lot over the years about the need to improve.
Hospital administrators have looked at food not as a benefit to the patient. They looked at it purely as a number on the balance sheet, as a cost, really. And we had one leader who said, no, our food is good here at this hospital. I said, well, if you think the food is adequate, how about you eat the food with your leadership team? So they decided to order off the patient menu for 1 week. It was brought to the executive suite and they were eating the food. After day 2, I believe, they got it and they said, we can't eat that.
And that's when things really got interesting.
Prior to 2017, our scores were probably in like the 16th percentile nationally, so they weren't very good. And I could tell you because I was there and the food was not that great.
We needed somebody who was passionate about food, who can be a role model that all of the culinarians within the organization actually look up to, who can teach, and also who can bring in talent that is different from what we're used to in healthcare.
Enter Chef Bruno Tesson, Michelin-starred chef, and the change agent Northwell needed.
After 40 years of being in the hotel restaurant business, I wanted to do something different. All my life, I worked for people who could afford my food, expensive food. Today, I'd like to give back to the community and I'd like to impact people's life.
And as soon as he arrived, everything immediately changed. Well, not exactly.
When Bruno first started, he used to come back from the site visits when he spent the day at a hospital, and he said, it's terrible. We have a long way to go.
The chefs were not really passionate or focused on what they were doing, and the food just didn't look very attractive either. There was food from 2012 in our freezers. We were buying pre-cooked frozen hamburgers, pre-cooked frozen fish. The chefs were not really cooking. I think the best tools in the kitchen were a can opener and a pair of scissors.
Most of the food we bought was processed, unhealthy ingredients, high fat, saturated fat. A lot of food was actually fried. We decided to make a big move and to rip out all of our fryers.
We have converted our freezers into refrigerated space. We start cooking with fresh food. We basically have brought the restaurant philosophy to healthcare. I call it farm to your bed instead of farm to table.
It takes a different type of talent to actually prepare fresh food with whole ingredients. It takes a different skill level.
I didn't want to hire a chef who had a healthcare background. I looked at resumes of chefs that work in the hotel restaurant industry, who worked in the best hotels and restaurants in the world or in the United States.
When I sat down with Chef Bruno during the hiring process, I said to him, I would like to do something where I can make a difference, where I could try and change with what I can do. He said that's exactly what we're looking for. We're looking for new chefs to come in with the skills of brand name places and restaurants and hotel, that mentality, and try and bring that philosophy here to Northwell Health.
At the beginning, when I would do my visit in the kitchen, I could see that there was a little bit of hostility. And then a few weeks later, after changing a few things, I could see that the staff was embracing what we were doing.
He kind of watched. He didn't come in, changing everything right away. He went to every hospital, saw what they were doing. What he liked, he had them fix and perfect a little bit. It was definitely nerve-wracking. You start to know him and you start to realize that his only goal is just to make everything better. He just wants the best for the patients, which honestly, if you want to be here, that's what you want.
Where are they all coming from?
Those come from Amy's Bakery.
Amy's Bakery. Fantastic. Well, gentlemen, great job. Keep it up. Maybe the next time the sweet potato, make it a nice canal with 2 spoons, instead of just laying out like that. And that's perfect like that. Great job, Stuart. Thank you.
It doesn't have to be terrible. It just doesn't, right? Like, there's no reason why somebody can't cook the same meal in a restaurant or a hotel, wherever you go, right? A stove's a stove, an oven's an oven. Why can you not make the same meal anywhere? There's no reason it can't be done.
Patients are in the hospital, they're sick, they have specialized diets. Being a dietitian myself, it's been really rewarding to be able to have input on what the recipes are going to be, and working with the chefs and finding unique ways to reduce sodium content, maybe reduce sugar content, things like that. The patients all receive a menu when they come in, and that menu is a room service menu. It looks just like a restaurant menu. Pick whatever you want on that menu from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m.
Any patient request, regardless of the diet, we've told all staff members, and everyone knows that it's our mission. Whatever it is, we've got a refrigerator full of food. We can do anything.
In that case, Chef Bill, I'll take the rack of lamb.
I've worked in hotels, country clubs. Unlike working at a restaurant where you can just throw butter, cream, and salt to flavor everything, in a hospital you couldn't do it. So I actually was able to create my own menu because they wanted to have a real chef and real food made from scratch.
Here at LIJ, we are the largest culinary facility in Northwell. We average around 5,000 patient meals a day. We encompass 4 hospitals. On any given day, we're between 1,200 and 1,400 patients, our census. So we cook it all day, every day, and it's fantastic.
Patients have very little control when they're in the hospital. And if there's something that can brighten their day, give them a smile, share with a family member, that can change a day, that can change an outcome.
I knew it was going to be different when I saw the menu because it had everything that I was looking for. I really felt like I was in a gourmet restaurant, and that's why I wrote a letter. You feel like the people are there for you, that they care about you. They want your experience to be as good as possible, especially due to the circumstances.
It's very rewarding when you hear the people say that, I feel like I'm in a hotel, because that's what we want.
Very much like in a restaurant, when a table asks for the chef to come out and to thank them how great it was. That's what's happening now. In addition to that, the chefs are actually rounding on the patients as part of their regular routine to check in with them and to get feedback, to see how things are going and what they can do to improve the food, which makes a huge difference also for our patients.
Is that your first meal here, or did you have dinner last night too?
No, I had dinner last night. The lamb chops was cooked perfectly. Well, this hospital here, to be honest with you, and the food here has been phenomenal. This is not hospital food.
We had one letter that said, this is the best salmon burger that I've had from in New York City. Anywhere in New York City was the best salmon burger.
And as the meals improved, the patient satisfaction scores for food quickly followed, going from 7th percentile to 75th. And for 7 Northwell hospitals, these scores are in the top 10% nationally. All this while dramatically decreasing food waste and not increasing cost.
It's about changing not only the food, but changing the culture, the food and nutrition culture in healthcare. I think that if you're committed and if you put the means behind it, everything is possible.
We're improving the health and the wellness of the people and the communities we serve. The food plays a big role in it, and that makes me happy.
Food is health. It's important. It's been one of those things that we've done that has made us distinctive, and we should be very, very proud indeed.
So, what are we to think about this incredible journey to improve the hospital food experience? What we learned is that it's not just about improving the quality of food. It goes much further. Food actually helps people heal. And that's what it's all about.
Come in. Hello, Chef.
How are you?
I'm great,
I'm
thank
Russ.
you.
I'm the exec. Bruno.
Hi, your team is phenomenal. Been to the plaza. Your French toast, as good as the plaza. Your pot roast, everything. The cheesecake. Oh, this is the best hospital. I don't mind being in the hospital this time. I just can't get over how wonderful everything has been.
Thank you. You have my name and number on there if you have any issues.
No, I'll call you Saturday night when I want dinner.